transmission mount. That whine is the gears. Welcome back. Whoop, cat. Oh man. Welcome back, my dudes. James here, and this is From Dusk Till Dawn. Because we do all our amazing stuff from dusk till dawn. Today we are doing another upgrade on my 2012 Mazdaspeed 3 Blue Lightning. So Blue here has been going through a series of upgrades recently, specifically motor mounts. So I've already done both of the motor mount actuals. Wow. So the rear motor mount and the passenger motor mount. This next one is not technically a motor mount, it is the transmission mount. And I got it from Damond Motorsports. Well, I didn't. I got it from somebody online. But they got it from Damond Motorsports. And it looks fantastic. It is effectively brand new. It is in incredible shape. And I'm very excited about this. So, this is it. And then some random bolt that he wrote on here that it's really important. So, we're not going to throw that away at all. I also got extra hardware for the other mounts. But I just reused the old stuff. So, throw that away. By that, I mean I'm going to throw it in a bin full of random bolts, and then one day maybe I'll need it. So this one's going to be a little bit tricky. If you guys caught the last two videos or last two episodes in this series, you'll know that the rear motor mount, really not that difficult. The hardest part is jacking up the car and getting the torque wrench in there. Okay. The passenger motor mount, also not that difficult. You just have to jam a screwdriver into your coolant reservoir in order to get that out of the way. And then it's, you know, just a couple of bolts. This one's a little bit worse. So let me go ahead and flip you around here. It's under the battery, which means we have to pull the battery out, which I never like to do, because if you pull the battery out, then it's annoying when, you know, you go to put everything back together and your car ECU is reset and it doesn't know any of the really hot temperatures outside when it's 95 degrees and you see your knock retard go up to like 4, 5, 8 because it's hot. Anyways, so we're going to get the battery pulled out, which is super easy. I'm not going to show it to you because if you can't get a battery out and you're replacing your motor or your transmission mount, you probably shouldn't be replacing your transmission mount. Just saying. But yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and pull the battery. I'm going to pull the ECU as well, and then we're going to have to take the battery box itself out, which I believe it's 3, it might be 2, 10mm bolts that are underneath the battery. Not very difficult, but I'm going to get all of that pulled out. If you want to know how to do it, then, I don't know, drop a comment down below, and then I'll make another video for you. I am sure there's plenty out there on the internet, and previous videos that I have on my channel, I've showed you how to take that out. So I'm not going to bother boring you with that, because that's not the focus of this episode, or this video, whatever. So I'm going to pull that out. We're going to look at the old motor mount, see how to take it out. It should just be 5 bolts, and then, actually it might be 6, because I think there's a bracket that's like screwed into it that we have to undo as well. But anyways, so yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get the old one, whatever. Let's do it. There's some sweetness. So I got the battery box out. Really, really easy. It takes like 5 minutes. The worst part is like trying to angle it up and out that way. But there's our passenger motor mount. Sorry, transmission mount. My bad. Now, before I start unbolting this, I guess I'll just show you this since we're already here. So there are 6 bolts. You have a 10mm right here. I don't know if I have to take this one off. It might be 7. And these are just going to this little support bracket for the wire harness. But we have 2 here. There's 2 underneath the wiring harness right here, the positive cable going to the car power, or the car inside of the car, and then the other one for the alternator. And then we have the single one in the center right here. I will get those sizes for you in a minute. So it would seem that the only socket we need is a 17mm. So I did a little bit more work over here, I'm really going to need to scrub this off and give it a little coat of rust reformer or something. Oh, this is cool, the little shift linkages. Anyways, so I ended up pulling the airbox out, which is really easy because you have a 10 mil right here and then a 10 mil that connects to here. The reason I pulled that out is because these little rubber boots right here are, the airbox is sitting inside of them. It's got these little, it's got these little feet pegs right there. And so in order to pull that out, which this was on top of that, like that, I needed to get the airbox out. So I pulled that really easy. And I'm actually going to put in some effort to scrub this down and kind of de-rust it a little bit. But would you look at that? Look at that disgusting thing. It's so gross and horrific to look at, and I hate everything about it. It actually doesn't look that bad. It doesn't look like crazy cracked and destroyed. But that compared to that, pretty awesome. I'm excited. So I'm being big old dumb. I'm sitting here looking at this thing, thinking to myself, now how the hell does that go on to that? Because this very much looks like this. You know what I mean? But this plate obviously cannot like set down inside of the engine because there's a mount in the way and that. But I'm stupid. So we have to actually pull this mounting bracket off of the transmission itself. So we have 1, 2, and 3 bolts right here. This one I don't really know how I'm going to get to that, but I guess we'll find that out in a minute. I believe those ones are also 17 mil. Let us see. They are indeed still 17 millimeter. Good. I'm glad everything's 17. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this off. I don't know how I'm going to get that one. I suppose it's all a journey. But yeah, so I'll pull that off. And then, like I said, I'm going to clean up the area in there a little bit with a wire wheel or a wire brush. And then I'll probably throw down some rust reformer. I'm trying to slowly get rid of some of the rust, you know, so that I can minimize the amount of rot that this car is going through. It was a Northern car for a little bit. So next step, I've got the, I threw the mount in here. I got the bolt and the 2 nuts thrown on. I do actually have to take this off though in order to get to those last ones. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this mounting plate off. It's just this bolt right here, which yours hopefully is already apart. So you don't have to worry about that. So before you put that big plate on, make sure that you put the rest of it into the transmission, and those are going to be torqued down to 50 foot-pounds. So let me do that. I did end up moving this shift linkage out of the way, so I'm going to have to move that back too. So I'm going to torque this one down first so I can put the shift linkage back, and then I'll get the rest of them torqued down, and then we'll move on to the next step. I ended up actually undoing these 2 bolts anyways, because this little mounting bracket for your shift levers was very much in the way for getting this bolt out. But now that it's out, I've torqued those down to 50 foot-pounds, so we're going to go ahead and get the top plate thrown back in and that cross bolt thrown in. I'll put the shift plate, whatever you want to call that, not shift plate, but the thing. I want to put the thing back, and then we'll torque down these 4 bolts, but I got to look at the torque spec for that. I've got the plate back in, and then the battery box mounting plate on top of that. Those 4 bolts, you're going to go ahead and torque them down to 40 foot-pounds, 40. And then I'm going to put the battery in the ECU and plug all that in before I put the intake back, just because it makes it a little bit easier. That's pretty much the install. I'm going to go ahead and button the car all up together because it's really hot and the sun is destroying me right now. And then I'll see you guys once it's all back together and we're going for a test drive. Oh boy. Oh man, I am clean finally and in a new shirt. And is this connected? Mostly. So we're gonna go for a quick drive. We have the new transmission mount in from Damond Motorsports. Oh boy. There is some vibratey with that. That's okay. Oh man. Wow. Well, you can feel that. Well, I knew I was going to feel a lot of vibrations, but let's see what it does on the road, shall we? I'm gonna shut my garage door. I'm gonna be gone for a minute. Oh yeah. Oh man. Yeah, those vibrations really go away as soon as you're above like 1,000 RPM. It must be some sort of like a resonance. I will say I don't really expect to notice much of a difference. When I put the passenger motor mount on, I noticed a lot of difference with the shifting. It feels so much better. So I don't know if I was gonna, I wasn't sure if I'm gonna feel anything different with the transmission mount. But you can definitely hear the car more. You can hear the engine, because that vibration and that, you know, well, vibration from the engine is being transferred more to the frame. So I can feel it more in the steering wheel, and I can feel it more in the pedals. And then of course I can hear it more in the cab. Oh man, there's like a nice little whine as well that I can hear more now. That's really cool. I love being able to hear the engine, because then it lets me know when something is wrong. All right. I would say it's stiffer. That is going to take some getting used to. All right, I stand corrected. It is definitely stiffer. There is definitely more feedback having that stiffer mount on the transmission. Oh, transmission mount. That whine is the gears. I always hear it when I'm in first gear slowing down, but now I can hear it a little bit more on the regular. Oh, this is so cool. Sick. Well, there you have it. The transmission mount install. It was relatively easy. It took a little bit more time than the other two did. Probably the equal amount of time to both of the other ones combined, just because I had to do a little bit of rust prevention and treatment, but that's totally fine. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, then please come back and see me again. Always trying to do new things on the Speed. I got a massive list of upgrades, and you're gonna have the sun on you. I have a massive list of upgrades, and I'm very excited to give them a go. So with that, come back and see me again, and I look forward to the next time. Midnight Sun. I'm not Midnight Sun anymore, goddammit. Don't forget to live from dusk till dawn, my dudes.